Let's get one thing straight. Fat loss isn't complicated, it's just uncomfortable. And that's why most people fail. They don't need more tips or recipes. They need the truth. The uncomfortable, unfiltered truth they keep running from. You want results? Good. But first, you'll need to drop the excuses, the gimmicks, and the fantasy that this will somehow be easy. This video isn't for everyone. It's not motivational fluff or trendy hacks. It's a wake-up call. A cold slap of reality. Because if you can handle the truth I'm about to lay down, you'll finally stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. But if you're not ready to hear it, click away now. Still here? Good, let's get into it. It's easy to claim you've hit a plateau. It sounds better than admitting you've slipped. But let's call it what it is. You've stopped being honest with yourself. You're eyeballing portions like your guesswork is bulletproof. You're not logging the handful of nuts here, the lick of peanut butter there, or that random snack you grabbed between meals. You've convinced yourself that a protein bar doesn't count because it's healthy. But here's the thing. Fat loss doesn't care about your justifications. It only responds to math. Energy in versus energy out. That's it. If the scale hasn't moved in weeks, you're not in a deficit. Doesn't matter how clean you eat or how intense your workouts feel. You could be training like a beast. But if you're overeating by even 100 calories a day, barely more than a tablespoon of almond butter, you're canceling out the grind. That's not a plateau. That's self-sabotage in disguise. Most people don't stall because their metabolism is broken. They stall because they get comfortable. They let things slide and call it balance. But balance doesn't get you lean. Precision does. If you want results, you've got to tighten the screws. We're not talking about starving yourself. We're talking about clarity, discipline, and consistency. Track everything. Be ruthless with the data. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. You can't outsmart the numbers. Stop negotiating with your progress. Start owning it. Let's kill this myth right now. Most people blaming a slow metabolism aren't victims of bad biology. They're just living slow lives. Sitting all day, barely walking, glued to screens, and only moving when absolutely necessary. Then they act shocked when the fat won't budge. Newsflash. Your metabolism isn't broken, it's bored. It's underwhelmed by how little you ask of it. That thing people ignore, NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is a silent fat-burning machine. It's the calories you burn just by existing. Walking, cleaning, fidgeting, standing. And when your lifestyle tanks, NEAT tanks too. No, you don't need a metabolism-boosting supplement. You need to move your body more than you currently are. Walk instead of scroll. Stand instead of slump. Get quality sleep instead of burning midnight hours binging nonsense. Your metabolism thrives when your habits do. But if you're averaging 3,000 steps a day and calling yourself broken, you're not fooling anyone but yourself. Stop romanticizing the idea that your body is somehow special in its dysfunction. It's not. You're not cursed. You're just not maximizing the basics that actually move the needle. You can't point fingers at your metabolism when you're eating out of boredom and mistaking inactivity for rest. Want to see change? Then change what you do every day. Move with purpose. Eat with purpose. Sleep with purpose. Suddenly, that broken metabolism won't seem so broken after all. It'll just be responding to the energy you're finally putting back in. Lack of willpower is the go-to excuse, like it's some rare gift only a few are born with. But that's not the real issue. The real killer is decision fatigue. You start the day with good intentions, but then life starts piling on. Meals unplanned, temptations constant, stress everywhere. You're juggling cravings, making dozens of small food choices, and trying to stay disciplined without a clear plan. By evening, your mental fuel is gone. Your brain's cooked, your self-control is fried, and that's when the snacks win. The chips, the cookies, the just one bite that turns into a full reset. This isn't weakness, it's burnout. And grinding harder won't save you. Thinking smarter will. Fat loss doesn't demand hero-level willpower. It demands fewer decisions. Pre-plan your meals. Know what's for lunch before you're starving. Prep your go-to snacks. Set defaults for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so hunger doesn't catch you unprepared. Clear the junk so it's not even in the picture. Discipline isn't about being strong all day. It's about setting up your environment so you don't need to be. When your day runs on structure instead of willpower, fat loss stops being a constant battle and starts becoming automatic. Systems don't crash like motivation. They don't have cheat days. They just work. And if you don't build a system that works for you, your impulses will build one that works against you. Take the guesswork out. Take control. That's how you stop starting over and finally move forward. Discipline isn't some magical surge of motivation. It's not a mood. It's not a feeling. It's a decision. A choice you make every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Because guess what? Everyone's tired. Everyone's got stress. Everyone has a list of reasons to skip the gym, order takeout, or press snooze. But your body doesn't care how packed your schedule is. Your results won't adjust to fit your mood. The people who actually succeed in this game, they've learned to stop waiting. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. They show up anyway. That workout you're dreading after a long day, thousands of others are dragging themselves there too. You're not special for being exhausted. You're just like everyone else trying to make it happen. What separates them from the ones who quit isn't energy. It's execution. If you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you'll be waiting forever. Fat loss doesn't reward you for trying your best on good days. It rewards your consistency on the bad ones. Stop treating struggle like a badge of honor. Struggle is expected. Struggle is the entry fee. What matters is whether you show up anyway. Whether you push through when your excuses are screaming the loudest. No one's coming to push you. No one's carrying you to your goals. This is on you. So get up, show up, and keep showing up, especially when it sucks. That's when it actually counts. Saying you're doing everything right means absolutely nothing if the numbers don't back it up. Intentions don't drive fat loss. Data does. Every gram matters. Every calorie counts. That splash of creamer, that tablespoon of olive oil, that harmless handful of trail mix, they all add up. And most people? They're not tracking. They're guessing. They're eyeballing portions, skipping entries, and calling it close enough. But close enough is exactly why your body isn't changing. Fat loss doesn't leave room for vague. It's not about vibes. It's about precision. Let's be clear. Precision isn't some hardcore bodybuilder strategy. It's the baseline requirement if you actually want to see progress. You're not above the math. You can't out-train sloppy eating. You can't just lift harder and hope it cancels out lazy tracking. If your intake is a mess, your results will be too. And here's the harsh truth. People lie the most to themselves. You tell yourself you're in a deficit, but you don't measure anything. You feel like you're eating clean, but the numbers say otherwise. And the body doesn't care how hard you're trying. It only reacts to what you're actually doing. Want to stop guessing? Then stop guessing. Weigh your food, log every bite, measure every portion, track the late night snacks and the just a taste moments. Get obsessive if you have to. Because fat loss isn't about how it feels. It's about what the numbers prove. And until those numbers are tight, your results never will be. Quick pause. If this is helping you, hit like and subscribe. It helps me keep making content that cuts through the BS. Change doesn't last in a toxic environment. You can be dialed in, tracking your food, crushing your workouts. But if your surroundings are stacked against you, you're fighting uphill every single day. Keeping junk food in the house for guests, hanging around people who roll their eyes at your discipline, relying on willpower to navigate a kitchen filled with temptation. That's not commitment. That's self-sabotage dressed up as normalcy. Willpower isn't infinite. It runs out fast, especially when you're constantly dodging triggers. That fridge full of snacks? It's not neutral. It's a daily test. Those cheat night traditions? They're anchors. That one friend who always insists just one slice won't kill you? They're not helping. Success doesn't come from being stronger than temptation. It comes from not stepping over landmines all day long. Structure beats strength. Every time. Want real progress? Then make it automatic. Build your environment for success. Clear out the junk. Stock the fridge with what aligns with your goals. Make the right choice the easy one, and the wrong choice annoying to access. Create friction where it counts. When it's harder to screw up, it's easier to stay consistent. Don't expect motivation to carry you. That's a trap. Build systems. Build guardrails. Build an environment that moves you toward your goals, not away from them. Because when your setup aligns with your intentions, fat loss stops feeling like a war and starts feeling like momentum. You don't need more discipline. You need a better environment. Most people are stuck because they keep feeding cravings like they're hunger. But they're not the same. Not even close. Real hunger is subtle. It builds slowly. It's patient. It doesn't ambush you 5 minutes after dinner because you saw a cookie on Instagram. That sudden, loud urge? That's not your body asking for nutrients. It's your brain begging for dopamine. It's stress, it's fatigue, it's boredom. And the more you respond to it with food, the stronger the habit loop becomes. Your body isn't always asking for fuel. Sometimes it's asking for a break, for stimulation, for connection. But when you keep answering those emotional triggers with calories, you blur the line between real need and automatic reaction. And that's how people stay stuck, eating on autopilot, wondering why fat loss never clicks. Here's the truth. Cravings don't deserve your obedience. They deserve your attention. When that urge hits, pause. Ask what's really going on. Are you tired? Are you anxious? Are you just used to snacking at this hour because that's what you always do? That moment of questioning, that's where change happens. Not with more willpower, with more awareness. Set boundaries that protect your goals. A hard rule, like kitchens closed after dinner, does more than obsessing over your macro split ever will. Fat loss starts when you stop confusing impulse with truth. Recognize fake hunger for what it is. Don't feed it. Face it. Because the more honest you are with yourself, the less control cravings have. Balance gets tossed around a lot, but let's be honest. Most people use it as a smokescreen for inconsistency. They're dialed in Monday through Friday, eating clean, hitting workouts, staying focused. But come the weekend, it's a free-for-all. Takeout, drinks, desserts, skipped workouts. All justified under the banner of flexibility. But calling it a lifestyle doesn't change the math. 5 days of effort can't outrun 2 days of damage. That's not balance. That's a pattern. A self-sabotaging cycle that undoes your own hard work. If your weekends don't reflect your weekday intentions, your results will always be stuck in neutral. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Real balance isn't about earning your cheat meals. It's about not needing them. It's not discipline followed by chaos. It's alignment. It's control when it's inconvenient. It's choosing your goals over your mood, even when everyone around you is choosing comfort. Fat loss doesn't reward temporary perfection. It rewards sustained effort, day after day, weekend after weekend. There's no hacking your way around it. No shortcut for living in alignment with what you say you want. Either your behavior supports your goal or it doesn't. It's not about being rigid. It's about being real. You can call it moderation all you want, but if your version of balance keeps setting you back, it's not balance. It's avoidance. Results that last come from habits that last. If it's truly a lifestyle, then it has to show up on the days you least feel like living it.